G'day, how you going? I'm Ianapolis, your acrylic guru from Australia. Welcome to my Friday night live, and I'm thinking we're up to 114, episode 114. This is where I come live every other week in my YouTube channel to connect with my YouTube subscribers, give all my members the biggest shout out I possibly can, and we have a show for about an hour, just connecting and asking questions and answering them, okay? And also, I'm not the only one answering, because there are other smart people in my chat that help me answer things that I don't know, because you know what? I don't know everything, do I? So before we get started, I just need to do my typical sound check just to make sure everyone can hear me, and we'll get things going from there.
Everyone can hear me.
That was very quick. Beautiful quick sound check. Now we've got 16 people there. My Friday night live shows is all about everyone in the chat needs to come into the chat and make it happen. I don't have anything planned or set out here. It's just off the top of my head as I'm going, but I've got a rough idea what I like to talk about and how I like the show to go. So if you're in there, don't sit back and let nothing happen. Come forward and make bullshit happen. All right, let's get into the show. We've got Doreen Fowler there. G'day, Doreen. She's saying hello to everybody, and don't be shy to give me the thumbs up either. Now, so in my Friday night lives, I like to acknowledge people that support my content, because it's much appreciated. It really bloody is. And I've got a lot of questions here that came through in the last month, so I want to get through some of, well, not some of them, I want to get through all of them. So we've got the show going for about an hour, and I've got two types of questions come in. And there's also something I'm gravitated to, is people that write comments that are very inspirational. So I write them ones down as well, and I give those people a bit of a shout out. So who else we got here? Beautiful Chastity Roots. We've got Patty Miner, Mark Legasic. Now we've got one member already in there, Barry Redburn. Look at Barry Redburn's name, Radburn. He's got that logo of my face next to him, and I'm going to give a big shout out to all my YouTube members. If you're not a member and you think, you know what, I want to be a member, hit that join tab just below there and become a member. So before we get going, Katie Coyne, Patty Miner, and Nancy Mazaros. Hello, Ian. My first time here from Oregon. Good stuff. So hold out there while I go over to another page, because I want to give a big shout out. That's what being a member is all about on my YouTube channel, is getting the big shout outs. And we've got, do forgive me if I get some of the pronunciations wrong. I do try my best. Pervez Nazim, V. Alexander, Lillian Robinson, Laura Allison, Deborah Hardison, Siobhan, William Kenyon, Douglas Harris, and Bev Sowers, Danette Smith, Marion Bridger, Lisa Carroll, American Digger, Tina Parker, Fernand Savoy, Paula Birtles, Cinnamon, Mary Ham, Mary Clough, Janice Burns, Cindy Greer, Barry Radburn, Greg Sexton, and Jeff Green. They are my members in my YouTube channel. If you want to be a member, like I said, hit the join tab below. You get shout outs whenever I go live, and if you're in the chat, you get privileges. I've got two platforms, Patreon and members in my YouTube channel. They get privileges, but they've got different privileges. If you're a Patreon, thank you very much for your monthly support. They get early access to what's coming up and early release videos of what's coming out before the public get to see it. And if you're a member, you get badges and emojis, and you can use emojis, and you get shout outs in live shows like this. And also, if you have any question you feel you want to ask me, you can call me one-on-one, okay? Message me on Facebook. All the links are in the description below. So who we got here? Oh my goodness, we've got a beautiful super chat donation here. Big cyber hugs and kisses to you, Chastity Roots. Thank you very much. And Danette Smith is welcome. No, not sorry. I get carried away, don't I? D Flat 821 is a new member of my channel here, so thank you very much for becoming a member there. And who we got there here? Grin Turks, M Grin Turks. Howdy from Manhattan, KS. Mark Grinter, trying to adjust to new times. Mark, g'day, Mark Grinter, and welcome. So what I want to do is let me get through some of these questions first. If you don't have anything, if you do have a question in the chat, hold off a bit while I get through some of these, okay? Barry Redburn, welcome to the group, he's saying to the newest member there. Now, this is from Patty Miner. She's got here one more question. Talk about using special water and was wondering if this distilled water is something different. I got a laugh there. I just read somewhere that tapped water might make the painting moldy. Is this true? No, I don't feel it's true. I just don't want to think my painting is going to get like that, moldy or later on. Thank you for listening. I'll be at the next Q&A. So Patty Maynard, it won't, I don't feel it'll make your paintings moldy unless you've got really bad water. Elaine Carouse, good morning. Linda Chamberlain, hello. Danette Smith, g'day Danette Smith. See here, D flat, Danette Smith, Barry Redburn, big members of mine. Thank you for joining Barry, Danette, and D flat. You can see they got the logo of my head next to their name. Special shout out to them. Oh, we got another one here from Patty Miner. Hi Ian, I love this painting. A question though, since I've been painting less than a month, should I stick to the paintings that you say are for beginners, or are they all up for grab? Thank you very much for spending a lot of time helping us. No, they're all up for grabs. Some people have been learning to paint for a couple of months and weeks, and some have been within a year or more, but it depends how much practice you put into it. And if you feel you're developing and you need more, go for the more advanced stuff. By all means, don't just stick to one level. Progress and evolve in your art journey. Patty Miner saying, thank you. Linda Chamberlain, did you ever use glaze? Yes, I did. Hopefully I can get back onto that in a minute. I use glaze. I mix a little bit of paint with it, and it adds that film on top of the water when I'm painting water. Now, I do have the craft paint here, so stick around. I'm going to talk about that in a minute because so many people ask me, what's craft paint? Can't find craft paint. Bullshit. You can find it. It's in your art store. I'm just going to show you later on exactly what it is. I call it craft paint. Douglas Harris, good morning, Ian. Another member of mine, Douglas Harris. Welcome to the chat there, Douglas Harris, and good morning to you. Chastity Milts, where's your cuppa, Ian? Glad you asked because I don't want to neglect it. It's right here, and I'm drinking out of one of my cups. You can buy these cups along with other merchandise, all underneath the video there. Check out the merchandise and knock yourself out. Now, we got another one here from Bonacera's. Hi, Ian. I have a question. Do you think that the paint flows easier when using a canvas paper like you use? Well, first of all, I don't use canvas paper. I use canvas. I use canvas panels and stretch canvas, but I find my paint sticks. I use retarder, but the paint doesn't seem to flow as easy as yours. Could it possibly be the quality of paints I'm using, Barbara? Yes, it can be the quality of paints. If you're using a canvas and you're using the flow paint that I use along with the retarder and the putter on a brush, you can see exactly in my latest videos how I'm applying it on there, how I'm spreading it across and evening it out, and you're ready to do your skies. I'm going to get back to that later, so stick around. So quality of your paints, Barbara, I don't know what paints you're using. Paper is okay for practicing on, but when you want to do a beautiful painting and you really want to hang it on the wall and be proud of it, try and put them on canvas if you can, okay? That's just my recommendation. Nancy Barra, who else we got here? Chastity Roots. Ian, when you add retarder, what's the ratio of paint to retarder? Depending on your climate, because if it's humid and damp, you might not need as much, where if it's dry and hot, you may need more. I'm in a sort of an average but to dry hot city in my summer times. So if you see what I've used, the ratio in mine, that's what I roughly use. I mean, I haven't even read the bottle, but I'm sure there's a lot of tiny writing on there. And I'm sure if you read that and get technical about it, you might be able to find out exactly. But it's all trial and error art. Don't feel like you got to do it perfect. And if you don't, you're failing. You're not failing. You're simply learning. We got one here from Nancy Barra. G'day, Ian. To watch you paint as a beginner of acrylic paint. I love to watch you paint as a beginner of acrylic paints. How many paint brushes do you recommend that, and what size? Well, like I said this before, everyone's different. I recommend, if you want to paint like me, I teach people to paint how I paint. If you want to paint like me, you need some blending brushes, these two here, 1.5 inch and a 2 inch, and the putter on a brush. Have you ever seen someone start a painting with a little flat and they're taking forever today getting that color on there? I use this putter on a brush because it don't muck around and it gets it on there, and that does quite a lot of things you see in my videos, just how well and what this brush can do. So you get yourself at least these. Get yourself a couple of filberts, couple of flats, couple of liners, couple of fan brushes, different hair qualities, rough, hard, soft, or medium, and go from there. And then as you're doing different subjects and learning, and you might see, I stumbled across a Deerfoot. Never knew I would ever needed a Deerfoot paintbrush, but lo and behold, I do, because it works in what I paint. So as you evolve and carry on, you'll work out, well, I need this sort of brush now, or I need a knife, or I need this, or I need that, or I need a pencil. I've noticed practicing on paper, my paints dry fast. Yeah, just do little bits. Don't do a whole painting on paper. Like what I mean by paper, let's say you've got a bit of cardboard here. Prime it up in some of the craft paint. Okay, just put craft white on there, okay? And then practice the sky. Put a bit of retarder in there and do a sky, a cloud, just one cloud. Don't do a whole sky of clouds. Do a shrub, a tree, just one bit of a shrub or a tree. Don't do the whole lot. Practice some water line against the land. Practice some rocks, just bits here and there. It shouldn't dry too quick if you're doing it. But if you're trying to do a full painting on there, lo and behold, you're going to pull your hair out, and it'll be drying on you real fast, okay? It's also common sense does prevail in your art, so just put some common sense at practice as well. We sometimes forget to do the most easiest things, and self-analyzing isn't a crime also. You can self-analyze yourself. That helps you very much. I do that quite a lot. Paddy Miner. Ian's brushes are fantastic, well worth it. Yes, and as of to date, they're 45 US. That gets them to your place, no matter where you live in the world. That gets them there, and that price is including all the fees, labeling, postage and handling, and the actual product itself. I don't make nothing out of the brushes, but I do like to sell my paintings and make a bit of coin out of there. So if you think you want one of my paintings, message me on Facebook. The link's in the description below. Facebook, just message me and go, Ian, I'd like to buy one of your paintings, and everything you purchase from me is all done through PayPal. William Kenyon, Danette Smith, big cyber hugs and kisses to you, sweetheart, for your super chat donation. Becky Bradley, I've noticed practicing. I read that one on paper. Paddy Miner, Ian's brushes are great. I read that one. Becky Bradley, Lowell, thanks. Practicing clouds. Elaine Carouse. Yes, Paddy, those brushes save me from being embarrassed about my paintings. There you go. Now, we've got another one here from William Kenyon. When you mix craft paint with retarder, how much of it? How much of each? Also, when you apply the paint and retarder to the canvas, how thick should it be? Well, like I said before, depending on your climate, if it's more humid and cold, you won't need as much, but if it's dry and hotter, you'll need a bit more. Practice a bit wherever you are. That's another thing. You can always answer your questions. It's so easy and amazing how easy it is to answer your own questions. And you just ask yourself, how much should I do? Well, you know what you do? Set up a practicing situation, get a bit of canvas or paper or something ready, just do a bit and work out how much you've mixed. Paint your craft paint and retarder down, grab your sky color with no retarder in it, paint that on there. I always use the putter on a brush to get it on there, and then I go to the tip of the brush and I even it out to a thin film. So the actual craft paint and retarder is about as thin as this bit of paper, if not thinner, okay, sitting against your canvas. And I use this to thin it down. Then you can just grab your sky color, clean that brush out, grab your sky color, put that onto the craft white paint with retarder, go back to the tip and stroke it like a pure gentleman till you're getting a beautiful sky the way you want. Then you can grab your beautiful structured titanium white, stamp on a cloud, grab some brushes like this and twist and turmoil, constantly wipe the build-up that you're bringing off your brush and create a shape of a cloud with wet, smeary looks in it like oil artists get. It's so easy to practice, and you will answer your own questions just by practicing it. Okay, we got another wonderful channel member in the chat there, Siobhan. G'day, Siobhan. Welcome to the chat. I use Masterson's Stay Wet palette, and it is great. Yes, a lot of people have Stay Wet palettes. I've never used one. I probably don't feel I would need one, but if you need one, go ahead and use a Stay Wet palette. I'm just going to mark that there. So, retarder, what should it be? So it could be 50-50, it could be 40-60 retarded on the less, or it could be 30-70 retarded on the less, or vice versa, depending on your climate. But experiment with it and see what's going to work for you. It took me a few years to develop that process, how I'm doing it with acrylics, and I was all through trial and error, and I pretty much answered my own questions by practicing what's working and what's not, and what works better than what didn't work better. I'm getting onto that craft paint in a minute. I've got one more question here to get through. This one is from Ange Lorenzo. How can I keep paintings for a long period of time? What should I put on it? I'm sorry, I don't have any idea. Well, if you're using a quality paint and you've done a good painting and you've done it on some good canvas, just not, you know, practice paper or whatever, it should last quite a while. Now, go and ask. I don't use varnishes. I did in my early days, just varnishing it, making it glassy. I had a friend that was using some varnish, but over the whites, whatever varnish he used, it went yellow. So you need to educate yourself. Best way to educate yourself, when you walk into your art store, your brick and mortar store, ask questions. I did that in my early days. You might pay a little bit more for some proper quality, artist quality spray varnish, and you can probably spray varnish it. And when you are varnishing a painting, I find if you had the painting and you're spraying it here and there, like you're stroking your first coat on there, it doesn't have to be a smooth, even layer. You're not painting an automobile where it's got to be Mickey Mouse. Okay, try that and then see how that's going to work. But I've got paintings since I started painting and they're still in perfect condition. Hello, everyone from Chile, New Jersey, says Sherry Williams. G'day, Sherry, and welcome. Barry Redburn again. Hey, Becky, paper is a bit more absorbent than canvas, so you might want to dry out a bit quicker. So the paint may dry out a bit quicker, hence why I say just do a little bit at a time. I'll just grab a painting and explain to you what I mean by that so you get the gist of what the guru's talking about. Okay, and that way you'll know what's on my mind, even though I'm not in Carolina. Here we go. Here's a painting. Now, let's just say, let me look at it. Okay, let's just say the trees here. You want to work out practicing trees. So you've got your cardboard. Just practice that little bit of a tree. And when you know you've got the vibe of it, you can put it in your painting. It's the same with, I don't know, one of the clouds up there. Practice just one cloud on the cardboard, the colors, how every color is going to complement each other, and see how it's working for you. Douglas Harris, another member. G'day, Douglas Harris. Welcome to the group. I know I've mentioned your name again, but the more you comment, the more you get shout outs if you are a member like Douglas and Barry and Siobhan and everybody else. Danette Smith, thank you for your super chat. I have acknowledged that. Linda Chamberlain, is it a must to put the white flow before painting? If you want to paint a sky the way I teach it, yes. But if you're watching him, her, them, and those, and they paint different, it may not be. But let me tell you, if you, let's say you love the way I teach clouds and you want to paint clouds, just learn how to paint clouds from one person. Don't learn from me and him and her and them and those, because you'll be that confused. You won't know what's what. So that's just my theory on how to learn something. And where was that one? Where did that go now? I've lost the question. Oh, hello. I'm so excited for this Friday Night Live. Did you auction off your paint coat yet? Let me talk about that, Douglas. Is it a must to use flow white before your painting, says Lindy Chamberlain. There you go, yeah. So if you want to paint the way I teach, yes. And you'll get a sky like that. Now, I only use it on the sky, and sometimes if it's a reflective painting like this, on the water as well. But where I'm putting detail, I don't worry about putting the flow white and the craft paint there. Why not? Because even though you get a hairdryer and dry in your process as you go, if you're doing it in the one day, that can still stay a bit wet. And when you're getting a detail brush and hitting into it, doing trees and that, you can dig into it, and all of a sudden your paint starts snotulating itself, and you'll be going, oh, what's going on here? Just listen to how I do my method, and you will not have that problem. So if you want to paint skies the way I do in acrylic, you do. But you're painting willy-nilly how anyone else paints, maybe not. Chastity Root. I use a matte finish spray, but only to help reduce the dust from sticking to it. There you go. That's Chastity's vibe on making her paintings last longer. Susan Chambers. Hello, I'm so excited for this Friday Night Live. I set my alarm so I wouldn't miss it. My question is, how do you make water look more shiny and realistic? Well, I've got a video coming up how a beginner can create more realistic reflections in the water and details. And in that video coming up, it's going to show the beginner it's something you can do. Some beginners might just look and think, well, I can only do that type of quality down here on the Richter scale of the way art looks, but you can do more if you know how to do it. It's simply knowing how to do it. And I'm showing in this video how you can get the water more glassy and wet. It's a bit difficult to explain here, but if you were sitting right by my side, I can go to town and talk about it to you all day, and you'll get to understand what I'm on about. But I do have a video coming out about that, Susan Chambers. Now, Patty Miner, how's it going? She says in her super chat. Thank you very much for your super chat. Cyber hugs and kisses to you, Patty Miner. Thank you very much for that. And what's Becky Bradley? Becky Bradley, I found your way of painting clouds the best to be the, no, sorry. I found your way of painting clouds to be the easiest. Well, thank you very much for that feedback. Now, I do want to say, if it's your first time here, how did you find my channel? How did you find me? What did you think of my first video that you watched? Was it helpful? And what was your first video of mine that you watched? Now, people ask me in the comments on YouTube, what's craft paint? Where can I get craft paint from? I can't find craft paint. Well, I'm here to tell you bullshit. You can find it. Now, here's just an example. This is what you see me use in my videos. I keep filling this bottle up with gallon bottles like this. You can go into your art store and buy it in bottles this big. And I'm assuming it's sold like this, so when there's big classes going on, they got shitloads of it going around to give to all the students. Now, this little bottle here is the same stuff, but it was just from a $2 store. You can, in the art section, okay? It's everywhere. I call it craft paint because it's crafty. It's flow paint or flow white because it flows out. It's student paint or poster paint because it's sold in bulk to get the students available to it. And it's poster paint as well. You can probably paint big posters with it if you roll it out. Now, it's not gesso. Gesso is flat, like your ceiling white. This has a bit of a satin or a low sheen to it, and it works brilliant. Let's just say this is my clear retarder. When I mix the retarder and this together in a pile on my palette, mixing it up with the putter on a brush, it makes that perfect foundation to getting an acrylic sky to look like this one here, okay? If you love to learn to paint the way I teach, you need to stick around. Follow my channel. I have over 450 videos in my channel, and knock yourself out. There are so many different subjects and variety and styles of paintings in there, and it's free to watch. It's all free content. The only time you pay for something is if you want to become a member or a patron, or simply PayPal donates or super chats like the lovely people in this chat today, Patty Miner and so on. Okay, Bradley, Becky, read that one. Anna May. G'day, Anna May. How you going? So glad to see you. Good to have you here, Anna May. Good to have you here. Patty Miner, soft body acrylic paint. That's what this is. It's a soft bodied flow paint. I call it flow white or craft white. It's just what I call it. Okay. But it's nothing special. Your art shops do have it. Even the dollar stores do have it. Okay. D flat. I think they call it soft paint here. Yeah. Depending where you are, it probably has a lot of different names. Now, there are different retarders. Come here, Bernard. There, I use the one that looks like baby oil in the bottle, but it is not baby oil. It's clear, but that's what it looks like. There are some glaze, milky looking ones. There's even ones that is white like this. I've never used it. I've used the one that I use, and if you want to know the actual brand that I use, it's Gesso or Atelier that I use in retarders there. Clear, medium, retarder. Okay, we've got onto everything there. Now, there was a couple of inspirations that came through the last month as well. So I want to acknowledge those people. And then I'll go back and say a big fat hello to all my members again and everyone else. I've got another list here of people who supported my content. Stick around, lots to come in this hour's show. Now, this inspiration was from Barbara Baker. I'm just starting to paint at the age of 79. Good milestone there. Something I've always wanted to try, to have found Ianapolis on YouTube. I love his work and can't wait to try to his ideas. Thank you so much. Well, thank you very much there to Barbara Barker. Is it Barker or Baker? It's Baker, Barbara Baker there. We got one here from Molly John. G'day, Molly John, if you're out there watching. Ianapolis, bro, please mention the colours that it's in the Des box. That's in the description box. When I saw your pic, I thought it would be very tough to paint. But to my surprise, when I went through your tutorials, it was very easy for me. You make the complex into simple. For me, whom is nothing in painting in front of you like a legend, may God bless. I hope you understood that. I read it word for word what Molly wrote. Please mention the colours in the description box. The colours go up the screen at the beginning of my video. So if you're skipping, you're missing out on some good stuff. Don't miss me. Don't skip through me videos if you can help it, because just watching the whole thing supports me that way in itself, and watching my adverts. It's a free way to support me. When I do a live painting, which I haven't done one quite recently, I do put them in the description box. Okay, we've got some good stuff coming up here. Cracker Box Palace, g'day and welcome, Cracker Box. Hello everyone, she's saying. Sherry Williams, have you finished replacing your furniture and recording equipment after your pipe flooding? That was almost a year ago. There's still a couple of rooms that haven't finished, but this camera that I'm using, the laptop in my art studio, this screen that I'm using here, and some other bits and bobs that I got through it, is all done from the support of you people that helped me replace that. I'm just putting my video on a higher definition there. You know what I didn't do? Excuse me a minute. I just got to go to Facebook and then put my links in there. I forgot to put them into the Facebook so those people can jump onto the show and have a sticky beak as well. Boom. Probably, I can't assume that everyone knows where I am on YouTube, so I've got to do this. So it helps everybody along, and everybody helps me as well. So where are we up to? Cracker Box Palace. There are several different brands and thicknesses too. Some are runny, some are thicker. Absolutely they are. Cracker Box Palace. Gesso contains no pigment. Craft paint contains a bit. The more you pay, the more pigment is in the paint, says Cracker Box Palace. Cindy Greer, a wonderful member of mine. G'day, Cindy Greer. Welcome. She's putting up a couple of emojis there, custom emojis that you get when you are a member of mine. She's got the guru there, and amazing. You only will find them if you are a member in the emoji section. Go to the emoji section if you are a member. hit the emoji button. It'll open up and you'll see all there for you to use. Anna May, what did you say they called Retarder brand? Jasonjays and Atelier, the brand of paints that I use there. Siobhan, another member of mine. Hello, Siobhan, again. Craft paint, soft body paint is usually not in the same aisle as the good paint. Look in the aisle next over. Maybe your stores are laid out different. I don't know. Cracker Box. There are several different brands of thicknesses. Some are runnier and some are thicker. Danette Smith, g'day, lovely Danette Smith. Welcome to the show. Another beautiful member of mine, Danette Smith. Hello and welcome to you, lovely. I got my Flow White from Amazon. Yes, everything's available online if you do not have a brick and mortar store to find anything. And Patty Miner is saying the same here, Amazon. Now, a big hello, not a big hello, well, hello, but a big thank you and much appreciation to Chris Duffy, Mary Ham, Janice Burns, Patty Miner, Cinnamon, Danette Smith, Chastity Root, Sheila Roberts, Lisa Dale Ziegler, William Kenyon, V. Alexander, Paros Nazim, and Lillian Robinson. Thank you very much for your support throughout the last time I was doing my Friday Night Live. Crackerbox Palace. Winsor Newton is a good brand here in the North America. We've been going for half an hour. That's pretty great. It's good. The flow of the show's going greatly. I used to do these shows every week, but they were getting a bit exhausted too early. It's like when you're swimming the lap of the pool, you use all your energy in the beginning. You haven't got much grunt to get to the end. So we've spaced it out to a month for now. So it's going great. I'm happy with the way it's progressing. Also, where else was it? If you're not a patron member and you want to get different perks than the members and you want to know what's coming up days up to weeks before it comes out, hit the Patreon tab below. Patrons get early access to my content, and also they're that sort of person that's got that attitude about, you know what, Ian, I like what you're doing and here's a couple of bucks for your effort. Thank you very much for those people in my patrons platform. Yeah, so because normally I will go and paint and film a tutorial. I'll take a photo of the actual painting for the thumbnail. As soon as that photo's done, bang, Patreons are getting to see a photo of what's coming up, and they get to see what's coming up next. When the video is edited and it's uploaded on YouTube, it's uploaded as an unlisted content, so nobody can see it except for me and the people I share the link with, and I share that with my patrons. So as soon as, let's just say I finished editing a painting now, bang, it's up on patrons. Patrons get to see it. It could sit there for days or even up to weeks before it finally gets its chance to be uploaded on YouTube. So they're the perks patrons get, and the perks that the members of my YouTube channel get. They get shout outs, like I've been saying here, to Danette Smith and Siobhan and Cindy Greer. I can see them in the chat there. They got that logo of my face next to them. They get big shout outs. They got badges and emojis to use at their own discretion. And you might notice Cindy Greer is green, Siobhan's red, and Danette Smith is blue. And for those people who might be scratching their head just going, well, what is that all about? It's different. They get different colors. So when it's your first month here, it starts at red and it progresses all the way up to a gold color. Blue is a month. Every month it changes color. So that's just what the different colors are all about as well. Okay. And once again, a big thank you to Paviv, V. Alexander, Lillian, Laura, Deborah, Siobhan, William, Douglas, Bev, Danette, Marion, Lisa, American Digger, Tina, Fanan, Paula, Cinnamon, Mary, two Marys there, Clock and Ham, Janice Burns, Cindy, Barry, Greg, and Jeff. They're the members. Always give shout outs in my lives. And if you want to be one of those members, simply hit the join tab. If you're not a member, don't stress, because nothing else has changed for your YouTube subscribers. Everything is still the same. Everything is still free to watch. It's all great. Okay. Who else we got? What else we got here? Oh, here we go. I'm starting from there. Susan Chambers. Hello again. Hey, I was wondering, what do you use glazes and glasses for, and how do they enhance your acrylic painting? Glazes and glasses. Well, I don't know what the glasses is you're on about there, Susan, but I myself use the glaze. what it does, it makes the paint, I only put a little bit of white paint or maybe the watercolor, the blue color in there. It makes it very translucent, very see-through. And you know, like, I remember when I was learning to paint, and a lot of artists that were teaching beginners, you got a knife and you stamped on these big, thick white lines across your water, which was okay. But now I want to teach beginners, well, you can go a step better than that. Use a bit of glaze in your paint. Practice glazing over your water, and it gives it that wet film look. It puts the surface on top. So it's always great when you've done some reflection, you glaze over it, you're sinking the reflections in the water, and it puts that wet film on the top. That's what I use it for. Cracker box. I have used Arteza with good results too. Glazes are usually for mist and fog and water too. Yes, you can use them for that. I personally find mist better done dry. I rather get a bit of the white paint. You can practice this. Just get a darker color and get some paint on your brush and try it with either glaze or do it dry the way I do. And you don't have much on your brush. You wipe a lot of it off, and then you just start making mist, getting rid of any heavy marks. Try it either wet or dry. Everyone is different, and one way will work for you better than the other. Okay, give it a go. Siobhan, I glaze water, she says. Good on you there, Siobhan. Any more questions now? I've pretty much caught up to everything. That's why I've been talking like a bat out of hell there. What I do want to do, I've got a lot of things on. I'm doing digital art. I'm doing my tutorials when I can. I've been building an apartment studio, which is now finished. I've been doing some digital art. Now, a dear friend of mine passed away, God bless his soul, but a lot of you on my art group, Ianapolis Art Network, will be familiar with the painting, the digital painting I've been doing. I've done it on Procreate. Procreate, you can design paintings, you can do so many things with it. But I've been doing this painting of my good friend Vince in on digital art, and it's going to be printed out. And I'm going to put on a big canvas, print it out on a canvas, so you can save the file on this program as a high quality file, and it can be printed out on a larger scale. And how it works for those people who might be interested, on the side here, like, you have different layers. All these are layers. Okay, so there's the sky layer there. So if I take that away, the sky layer disappears. So what I did, I look at the photo and I work out. So I did the sky. What's this layer here? Some of the shine in the water there. See it flashing on and off. What's this one here? That's the white glare in the water there. The sun glare at the front, this is what it's going to look like with the sun glare there. But everything's done in layers, and then you join it together. It's fantastic, but it's not for the faint-hearted. It took me a while to get used to it, but if you're really keen, give it a go. It costs quite a bit of money for the actual app for your iPad, and you do need a pen to use it as well. But I want to get that one finished, get it printed out and give it to the family. And also want to show you, as it's been a work in progress on my art group, so you can get to see the finished product as well. Siobhan, Susan Chambers, thank you. That was my question. I meant to say glazes. Okay, we got there anyway, didn't we, Susan? Patty Miner, I know I will think of more questions when this is done. Busy listening. That's okay, because if you have a question, just simply ask it in the comments below on this video or any other video, and it simply gets printed out like these have done. Between now and my next Friday Night Live, it'll be printed out and your question gets acknowledged and answered. Okay, so it's not to worry if you're watching the replay. Don't feel, oh, well, I've missed it, I can't ask a question. Just comment your question below. Give me the thumbs up, share and subscribe, and tell your friends if you like what I'm doing as well. Okay, good morning, Ian. Late Janice Burns. G'day, lovely Janice Burns. Janice Burns is another beautiful member of mine. As you can see, she's got the logo next to her name. Thank you and welcome, Janice Burns. Linda Zimmerman, I love your tutorial. See, I nearly burped then, I have to hold it back. Not all my videos do have bloopers. When the bloopers come out, and why is my thing so like that? I've got high-speed internet and I'm looking at my replay then. It's not the sharpest. Oh, that one there is. Not all videos are followed up by a blooper, but some of them are. And I do want to stress, if it's your first time here, if you do see one of my blooper thumbnails, it's clearly warning you that it could offend you, because I got this little sidekick in there called Little Buddy, and he swears like an effing trooper, and he's always giving me the hurry curry, and he's always ribbing me and egging me on. He's a little mongrel, but I love him to death, and he's always in there in the bloopers. So keep a look out for them, but do be mindful. If you're not a fan of bad language and crazy humor, simply don't watch them. Okay, it's that easy. I love the bloopers too, says Becky Bradley. Linda Zimmerman, that's how you pronounce it. My arms are so huge, I've got to keep pulling my sleeves up because it's getting caught on the bulkness of the meat there, the muscle, the hugeness. Anyway, that's not important. I found you on YouTube. I just retired. Always wanted to paint. I did the painting of sky and beach. It came out pretty good. Good to hear, Linda Zimmerman. Thank you for that feedback. Siobhan's given a thumbs up. Patty Miner's given a thumbs up. Bradley Becky, I love the bloopers too. Crackerbox Palace, yup. Eileen Carouse. I even had the pleasure of meeting Eileen Carouse in person. She actually came to my house and visited me, and she came into my studio, and we had a lot of fun, cups of coffee, and went in the studio and took some photos. It was fantastic. It's good to see you, Eileen. Is it best to outglaze on soon after painting or wait until completely dry? Good question. I feel you can wait till it dries, because I've discovered when I first started using glaze, you put it on, you get a pass, but if you start rubbing it in, it digs right into your paint and it starts turning the detail you might be going over into too much smear. So yes, go and find a painting that you've done that's dry, and a bit you think, well, yeah, I can add a bit of glaze to that. Let's see how it works. And then give it a go, and you'll answer your own question there, Eileen. Miss Piggy, I want to say thank you for being such a great teacher and making it easy to learn to paint. I really enjoy your tutorials. Thank you very much, Miss Piggy. Love you for being here as well. Thank you. Crackerbox Palace is having a good laugh. I don't know what she's laughing at, but maybe she can indulge us and let us know what she's laughing about. Gotta love Little Buddy, says Eileen Carouse. Crackerbox Palace, hilarious. Yes, so Crackerbox is finding something very funny there. What else can I touch? Wow, I've caught up. Well, we've got 15 minutes. I've got my coffee here. Check out the merchandise. You can buy cups, different colors. You've got the eagle there and your acrylic guru on the other side. Comes in many different colors. There's leggings for the ladies. There's pillows. There's towels. There's shirts. There's tops. There's singlets. Excuse me. Hoodies, all sorts of stuff. Check it out and go into the actual shop there and just the shop front and just see what you can buy. Okay. Your media arms is killing me. Oh, yes, every now. Well, there's a lot of real estate going on here, and it's quite hard to contain it, as you can see. So I'm just trying to keep it at the low. You know what I mean? Yes. Anyway, a lot of people do send me photos in Messenger. I'm not ignorant. I just don't have the time to look at them. Please don't send them there. If you want me to see your art, simply join my art group, Ianapolis Art Network. Links in the description below. Is that the right side? No, this side here. Links in the description below. Ianapolis Art Network. Become a member. There are some questions you got to answer, and you can say you saw me on YouTube. And you can put your art in there, and you can tag me in it if you want to specifically tag me and get me to notice your art there. Do you have a cup with your kitty on it, says Becky Bradley? No, I do not, but I have painting of my cat, Steve, 125. It's number 125, Ianapolis. You put that in the YouTube search bar. There's prints available of that painting if you want to buy it. I'm keeping the painting for myself because it's pretty much one of my favorite paintings there of all. Crackerbox, stop it. I'm dying here. All right, calm down. Easy. How is Steve going? I haven't seen him for all. He's going great. Barry, another Barry and Douglas there. Douglas Harris are members of mine here. What about your coat you were auctioning? Oh, yes, the coat. Now, let me talk about that. I've got a lab coat, as you know, that I use in my art studio. I'm going to auction it, but it's on delay because I went online. I found a nice new lab coat, good zip, just what I needed. It's pretty hard to find them in the stores here. I ordered it. 3 weeks have passed, or 2 weeks, nearly 3 weeks. I'm going, where is this? It said I should get an email to confirm the tracking. And so I sent them an email saying I still haven't received my email 3 weeks later. And then they sent back and they finally said, oh, sorry for the inconvenience, but it's on back order. It won't be here until May or June. I thought, oh, that's months away. That's pointless. I said, okay, no worries. Send me my money back and I'll find one elsewhere. So they sent my money back. Now I'm in the process of looking for one elsewhere. And when I find one, I'm going to sign right the back of it again and put this gizmo on the front of it, and I will be auctioning off me old lab coat, the one you see me using in all my tutorials, so you can see every speck of paint, how it got on there over time and whatnot, and how that auction is going to work. I have thought about it. I thought, my goodness, how am I going to do an auction? Blah, blah, blah. So what I'm going to do when I do it, I'll lead up some advertisements so people know the auction's coming up. It'll be a video. I might even do it live. And the video would be pretty much a video explaining the auction. And if you want to be a serious bidder on it, you simply comment below X amount of dollars. Your name will be next to your name. And it's going to run for 1 month. And then over time, I'll keep going through the video comments. And if there's just people in there saying hello, that's okay, but over time they'll be removed, so it's just the bidders in there. And let's just say someone bid at X amount of dollars and they're like, oh, she bidded more than me, I've got to go. Well, it's up to you to keep outbidding everybody in the bid until the end of the month. It gives a window of time for everybody to come in who would be interested in that product. Okay, so when that happens, you'll be getting notified as the moment comes up on YouTube there. Hopefully that answered your question there, Douglas. Cracker Box, the big smiley faces. Janice Burns, beautiful member of mine. I just ordered the cup you were holding. Will be here this week. Can't wait to get it. And if you ever do order my stuff, get anything, I love to see it when people put it in the group. Receive this. It's great feedback and it's good. So don't be shy to put it in the group and post it up there, okay? Patty Miner, not art related. Sorry, but your son is racing a neat car. Good. Yeah, Reese is into esports on Formula One. He's loving that. And he uses daddy's platform to help him get a bit of crowd and support behind him because he's only a young fella. And young people these days, they need moral support. So I let him put his thing up there because I love him and his brother. I love him and his brother dearly. Emmanuel de Castro. Hello, Paris, France. Hello, Emmanuel. Welcome to the show. Eileen Carouse. I put some of my paintings on cups. Christmas 2019. Good idea. D flat, another member of mine, D flat again. I want to use an old canvas. Is it best to gesso over or use white craft paint? Does it matter? Yes, it would matter in my opinion. Use gesso because gesso is flat. It's pretty much a primer. Give it a light sand if it's real rough. Excuse me, I had a bit of a to go on down there. Give it a bit of a light sand and then gesso it. You might need a couple of coats. I do have a video in my catalog. You have to go in my videos tab and scroll through till your heart's content and just see. I've done so many videos there, how to reuse a canvas, how to repaint over a canvas, how to reverse a canvas. There's a lot going on in my channel there that a lot of you probably do not know about. And if you keep an eye on my community tab on my channel, it's pretty much like a Facebook feed. I bring up some older videos just to show you what you might have missed out on, give you the opportunity to go through and watch them again. And like what's in my calendar, if anything's coming up, like for instance, I put in this week, Friday Night Live will be on the 11th, Friday, 8 p.m. New York time. So you would have got notified and you would have seen it. And that's what I do want to ask. Anyone here today that's on a desktop or that gets notifications, anything on my community tab, have you been notified that Ian has put something up? I need some feedback on that. So if there is someone in here that has had feedback, go down below and see what's on my community tab And if you got notified, thank you. I know it's working. Gesso would cover better, I think, says Crackerbox. Yes, Gesso, that's what Gesso's for. Janice Burns, do you have a list of videos members appeared in? The whacker frame on it, can't find the one, and Romeo and I was in. All right, let me try and help you there, Janice. I'm going to go to just a normal YouTube page. I can't see your chat now, so wait a minute. So I'm going to put in Ianapolis, Janice Burns, because I put you in the credits. Let's see if anything like that comes up. No, Janice Burns and John Duran. How to paint. I'm not sure which one it was. I'll have to look into that, but if you did appear in one, it might pay for you to be aware of what one that was, because so many people sent videos in of a snippet of them, and I can even address that now. If you want to appear in one of my videos, you need to send me 2 video files, no longer than 30 seconds long for the one you want to appear in my video, and just another one stating who you are, and you're giving me permission to use your image and your sound in my video. Okay, it's a waiver. I need that, just so later on down the track you can't turn around and go, you know what, I don't want to be in that video anymore. Well, that's why I need your waiver. Now what you can do is you can just set up a camera somewhere, do a couple of takes, practice, don't have to do it all in one shot, and just look at your camera and go, g'day, I'm such and such. I'm in such and such of a country, and today I'm going to go and climb that hill. But you know what? I want to tell Ian it's time to whack a frame on it. Something just like that. And when I receive those, the next video that's getting edited, that gets edited in, so they get a shout out in the video, and towards the end it cuts across, and I address them in the video. So let's cut across to Joe Blow from South Lakes, and it'll go to you saying what I just told you, what you can say. And if you want to do that, simply message me on Facebook and I'll tell you exactly what you can do. Okay, it's that easy. But Janice Burns, I'm not sure. You're going to have to try and search what year it was. If you go to my YouTube channel, go to my videos link, and then you can change them from the newest from upload, or from the oldest, or from most popular. If you might want to go from the oldest, so it'll start from the first video and so on, and go through until you think you can find it, because I really don't know. It's like trying to find out what video I said la 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 in whatever. It's going to be very difficult unless it was in the title. What I might have to do, if it's in the title, I can find it. But if it's not in the title, it's going to be very hard. Where are we up to? I've got to catch up now. Becky Bradley, that was a great idea, Eileen. Paddy Miner, I have a feeling I would not be able to afford the coat. There are a few avid fans that I'm pretty sure might be bending head over heels just to get it. But hey, it's what it's all about. And whoever does end up with it, they've got a bit of Ianapolis memorabilia, and it's going to help me out a lot as well, because any support I get from you, my followers, it all goes into my channel and helps create what it is involved into today. If you look at my old videos to now, you can just see how they've evolved, and I'm trying to make them more watchable. So if you've got your big screen smart telly, you can just sit back and watch the video for a while and know what you're going to do before you actually learn to paint from it. So I'm trying to make it more of a vibe to watch on your big TV, and it's some attraction for the eyes to watch. Okay, if you know what I mean there. Crackerbox, can you add color to your gesso if you want different color background? Probably could, but 9 times out of 10 you're just using a gesso for a primer, or if you want a black background you use the black gesso. But give it a go and see how it's going to work for you there, Crackerbox. Douglas Harris, yes, it is something I want. Janice Burns, good info, Cracker, didn't know that. Becky Bradley, I've sometimes used black gesso over an old painting before. Crackerbox, yes, it works too, done a few with the black. William Kenyon, another member of mine there. Welcome, William Kenyon, to the show here. Hey, Ian, I brag about you all the time. Thanks for teaching me how to paint palm trees and water lilies. Oh no, water text. I'm not sure what you're meaning there. My progress as soon as I can figure it out. Oh, I'll text you my progress as soon as I figure it out. That's where I'm saying become a member of my art group. Put it in my art group. Don't send it to me in a message because it'll sit there for ages and you might think he's a bit of an ignorant so-and-so, isn't he? But I'm not ignorant. I don't go there, okay? Rebecca Backman. G'day, Rebecca Backman. Good morning from California. Siobhan, another member there. I noticed something in the patrons area. I don't know how to get in there. I was notified something about the page. Well, make sure you're signed in, and you don't know how to get in there. Sign into your patron. If you're not signed in, you won't get in there. You might get a notification, but I don't know how that's working there. Can someone else that's a patron maybe help Siobhan out there? She was notified that something was in patron, but don't know how to get in there. Janice Burns. I searched through them and couldn't find it. Well, you know what, Janice? I'll try my best to find the one that you're in. Janice Burns frame. I'll try and look for that. Lisa Ziegler. Damn, I missed the whole thing. Well, there's always the replay, isn't there, Lisa? Oh, yeah, Lisa. Linda Chamberlain. 1 hour goes by really fast and it's so interesting. Janice Burns. Okay, thanks, Ian. I'll try again. Lisa Ziegler. We love watching your tutorials. We are learning so much. Good to hear that. Tammy Wood. Hello, Ian. Tammy from upstate NY. Must be New York. Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes left there in the show, so I'll keep it going. What else is there? Finish my coffee. It's just lasting, hey. Oh, yeah. I got some apple strudel in the fridge. I'm going to have some of that when the show's finished. Can't really eat on camera because it looks rude and it sounds rude. Probably something little Buddy would do. He's the one that does the snorting and coughing and burping, and I hope he doesn't do any underneath frog noises. But yeah, he's a naughty little boy, but keep a lookout for him in my bloopers, okay? And be mindful, the bloopers may offend, so I'm telling you, you watch it at your own risk. Hello from Texas, Peggy Sterling. Rebecca Backman. Big cyber hugs and kisses to you, sweetheart. Thank you very much for your super chat donation there. Lisa Ziegler. Do you get your canvases in a roll and tape it up or what? Yeah, I do. I buy it. The roll's about probably this wide and probably about that fat. And I roll it off. I get about 3 of my tutorial panels off a slice and I cut it up to size. This actual painting here was an odd size left over, but a decent size to do a tutorial on. So I also get odd sizes left over. If you ever want commission work done, message me on Facebook. I can digital art or I can do a painting that you want commissioned by yours truly. Simply message me on Facebook and get the ball rolling there. I do buy my canvases in bulk because I go through that many, and I'll be damned if I'm going to spend $7 for a panel all the time. I wouldn't be able to afford to do YouTube. Says Crackerbox. Yes, he buys in bulk. Peggy Sterling. Rebecca. Cool. Becky Bradley. Enjoyed watching this. Will go directly to watch one of your tutorials. Have a great evening, Becky. No worries. Thank you, Becky. Tammy Wood. Love your bloopers. Thank you very much for that. Well, listen. This show's come up to an hour, so it's time to end it here. I want to thank you, everybody who supports my channel. And if you like what I'm doing, you tell your friends. But if you don't, you tell everybody, all right? All the best. Goodbye, good luck, and good on you. Bev Sowers. Hi, Ian. Bye and kisses. Did you auction your shirt yet? No, there was a delay in the one, so I've got to find another one. That weird guy, you know. Hey there, Ianapolis. Just got back home from vacation in Florida, got to visit the Everglades, beautiful area. Maybe that would be a great painting subject. Barry Redburn, goodbye everyone, best wishes. Crackerbox, bye everyone, stay safe. D flat, awesome, thank you very much. Okay, and I will say it's Uru from the Guru.